The Dire get a ban.
I don't know what's going on.
Here's
There it is. Now it's working.
Dire's
Alright, so
ban
Monaco
now.
versus Smash That Pasty. Or Pasty. Not sure how they want to pronounce it, but Bloodseeker banned out first by Monaco. They're going to ban out that Invoker. I think that is a respect ban for Bills on the Invoker, I'm pretty sure. But Bloodseeker Necro banned out by Monaco, and we're going to follow that up with a Phoenix ban, and we get into this first phase of picks. This is actually my first game, quote, casting. You know, it's just an in-house with a bunch of my
10
friends.
seconds.
But with this new layout for picks and bans.
5
So we'll
seconds
see what they pick
remaining.
up. Wouldn't be surprised to see maybe a Pudge come out for the Radiant.
Radiant's turn to pick.
But they are going to go with that Spirit Breaker for the side of Monaco, and you know that's already looking towards being an aggressive draft. You want to be able to get that Spirit Breaker to disrupt all these lanes that Smash That Pasty is going to go for, and the Spirit Breaker is one of those perfect
10
heroes to just get in there,
seconds.
charge, and you know maybe they go with the Darkseer in the off lane as
5
well.
seconds remaining.
With the
Turn
Ion
to
Shell, and
pick.
all of a sudden you're outputting
Disruptor.
quite a bit of damage towards the Radiant side. So they pick up the Disruptor on the side of the Radiant, so that's their position 5 support. Again, still thinking they're going to pick Pudge for green.
Turn to pick.
They end up going with the Shadow Shaman, and that's sort of a pick respect ban. Obviously not a ban as it's picked, but for, I think, Shahi at this point. He plays that quite often in the in-houses. So you've got your Shadow Shaman, you've got your Disruptor. That's a
10
lot of
seconds.
chase and lockdown, glimpse into shackles or glimpse into the
5
cage,
seconds
and
remaining.
all of a sudden the Radiant, with what their 3 cores are going to be eventually, they can really lock down on these heroes that will be picked up
Radiant's
for
turn to
the
bat.
Dire, and they're going to pick up the Coddle. So Coddle and Spirit Breaker. Do I think it's going to be as good as a GH Coddle? No. But could it work here with Spirit Breaker? Possibly. You know, Spirit Breaker is going to be that aggressive
10
roamer,
seconds.
but now that you've got this Coddle in the
5 seconds
position
remaining.
5, I don't know how quickly he's going to be able to get himself the Axe, because if he's stuck in that position 5, constantly getting wards, not really able to spend his time in the jungle and pick up that early Axe, maybe Coddle's not going to be as effective as normal for the Dire side. So
10
definitely going to see how
seconds.
interesting this gets for the side of
5
Monaco.
seconds remaining.
So they ban out the Anti-Mage for Smash That
Here's the
Pasty or
Radiant
Pasty,
ban.
and the Terribly gets banned out from the Dire. You can't really kind of guess these picks and bans. It's not, you know, they're not sticking to any particular draft or meta, so not much I can do in terms of really thinking what's going to come out from either side. But Invoker, obviously,
10
that to me
seconds.
seems at least like a
Dire's
respect
ban
ban to Bills, and they don't want to be up against that Huskar. As in one of our previous in-houses, we got cheesed pretty hard by Huskar. Went quite the heavy magical lineup, and they just picked Huskar and completely shit on us.
10 seconds.
So, see what they ban out next is the Slark.
10 seconds.
In terms of stuns from their supports, I mean, they do have the Bash, but they don't really have a
5
lot to
seconds
deal with Slark
remaining.
right now, and he'd probably have a pretty easy time with the 2 heroes they've got right now. Obviously, very early into the draft, but when you want to get rid of Slark, sometimes that kind of means that you don't want to go heavy on the lockdown with the stuns. So we'll have to see what they do. Venomancer still on the board, a very cancerous hero, and they're going to go with the Bat Rider. So you've got your offlaner, the Bat Rider. That's a pretty aggressive offlaner, someone who can kind of keep himself all well in the offlane, get those stacks of sticky napalm. The safe laner on the Dire side, maybe a little unsure if he wants to go in on this Bat Rider. You could have, that Firefly come out, and if you have too many stacks of sticky napalm, Bat Rider could find himself a couple of kills in that offlane. When you give him a couple of kills, he gets that early Blink Dagger, then you've got initiation for the Radiant, and things really will become a problem. But right now you've got the Jug coming out on the Dire, and CK gets picked up on the Radiant, so... Now you've got CK, you've got the Bat Rider, so you've got Lasso, you've got Shackles, you've got the stun from Chaos Knight that's going to come out. Things that can kind of run together to find themselves these early kills, especially if you get that lucky 4 from Chaos Knight. It looks pretty good for Radiant in terms of their team fight. And Legion Commander picked up for Monocle. Not too sure how much of a fan I really am of that.
The Dire get a
obviously, that Legion Commander is there to purge off the Lasso, but other than that, I don't... With the lineup they have right now, maybe they can find themselves a couple of early opportunities for duels where you finally hit 6 on the Legion, you go for the charge, you get that initial charge, and then you go for the duel, possibly getting a couple of wins, but... Just don't know how well that's going to work out in the later stages of this game. So Tinker banned out, as both teams do need a mid. Alina going to be banned out by the side of Monocle, and we're on to these last picks, and let's see what's going to happen from both sides, Monocle and Radiant, in these last 2 picks, coincidentally, where they both need a mid, so... Mid that would really work for Monocle. Maybe someone that's got a stun for him. Maybe a little bit more mobility. They could go with the Quap. That wouldn't be too bad for them. Lino would have been a nice choice. I mean, even though they banned it, you get that stun lined up. Especially after a charge, and you could be pretty aggressive. But they're going to go with the Shadow Fiend, so... high damage output will come out from the Shadow Fiend and the Jug. Legion, if too many duels go her way, that's, that'll work out for the Dire. But this lineup,
10 seconds.
no real lockdown except for duel or the bashes of the charge that you have to rely on. And on the opposite side, Radiant, they've got Mirana Arrow, they've got the Lasso, the Shackles. Shackle and Arrow going to be a very effective combo for the side of the Radiant early on. For Monocle, they got to hope that this game, in my opinion, goes a little bit later where they out-damage the Radiant side and really can withstand not having really any lockdown. They have to be aggressive. They're probably going to be pretty aggressive over mid. I wouldn't be surprised to see them, have this Spirit Breaker charge constantly, get in there, get a Blade Fury coming out from the Juggernaut to maybe get a couple of kills on possibly that Bat Rider. So we'll have to see how they play it on Monocle. Radiant, they've got Disruptor, Shadow Shaman, Bat Rider, Chaos Knight, and Mirana. And then Monocle, they're with the Shadow Fiend, Legion Commander, Juggernaut, Kato, and Spirit Breaker. And playing each one is Atheist Priest on the Disruptor. We've got Matt on the Shadow Shaman. Pseudo Psycho on the Bat Rider. Jamie, I think, on the Chaos Knight, and then finally Plato's Man on, or Green on the Mirana. Put on caster settings.
Prepare for battle.
Take a look. So for the other side, on the Dire, we've got Lemon, who's going to be playing the Juggernaut. Over bottom, Dylan on the Legion Commander. In that offlane, Bill's going to be mid with that Shadow Fiend. Coddle's going to be played by Shahi. And then Carnage with the Spirit Breaker. And we'll have to see where they lane, how they want to do this, especially with the Spirit Breaker, who can really make a lot of rotations in this game, and where I think Dire needs to really thrive to win this game is in that early game, and with the charges and early aggression that'll come out from their side.
"30 seconds to battle."
So a 4-man smoke from the Radiant. Plato gonna lead the way. They are gonna look for that Shackle Arrow combo. Smoke not broken just yet. Legion gonna go back towards the lane. They still have someone on the bottom bounty rune. This could be Bills dying early. They've got the Chaos Bolt ready to roll, and that's gonna be 2 seconds. That's gonna be enough time for the Arrow to follow it up, and they're also gonna have Shackles. This should be first blood. It will be. Goes the way of Atheist Priest, and Radiant right away have the early lead. So that is the combination that Radiant can throw your way in the early game with the lockdown succession. And they show it off right there. 1-0 Radiant. And a slight lead for them. And with Shadow Fiend dying early, that does spell trouble for the mid lane. Arrow comes out again. Bill's going to sidestep it. Hits the Radiant. And it's going to be Mirana versus this Shadow Shaman over mid. We take a look at the Chaos Knight. He's going to be bottom with Atheist Priest on the Disruptor against this Legion Commander. He's also there with the Shadow Shaman. And again, they've got the Shackles. They've got the Chaos Bolt. The cage is there from the Atheist Priest. They look for one more shot. Can they get it? Now they're under tower. The heal from Dylan not going to be enough. Priest, he's 2-0. On this Disruptor early on, and what we thought could be the early aggression from the Dyers actually turned around on them is Radiant. They are quite aggressive themselves, and they've got a 2-1 lead, as meanwhile up top, they get a kill of their own on the Batrider. There's going to be a charge over mid. Take a look. Plato could be in a bit of trouble. Not a lot of mana. No leap to get out of this. And this could spell trouble. Bills, he's got himself some raises. There's the leap skilled up and taken to get out. So 4-0 for the Mirana over mid, where Spirit Breaker looks to possibly be babysitting, which is very typical of this meta, where you have this constant mid rotations, constant mid babysitting. And let's see if maybe the Radiant send anybody over there to get a kill of their own. So Spirit Breaker has made his way over towards the bottom lane, looking just to pick up the bounty rune. Let's see if he charges afterwards, as now there's a double damage up top. Psycho just trying to do what he can to take away this stack that Shahi's made for himself, that he's really trying to clean up and get that Ags with the Illuminate. You know, you're looking at hopefully at least a GH timing, if that's what you're really going for, of about 17 minutes. Maybe it's going to be a little bit later in this in-house, but that's, you know, really what you want. You want to get that Ags early. Psycho's going to get hit hard. He's trying to run away. There's the bash from Carnage. One more would get himself the kill. One more shot, the Illuminate a little bit short. Carnage almost grabs himself a kill. Got a couple of heroes here mid. They've got the Shadow Shaman setting up, Hex and Shackles ready. They don't have Glimpse just yet, but with that Thunder Strike, gonna add a little bit more damage to the mix, and Plato's gonna come over. They might be able to counter this charge with a Shackle, but we'll have to see. They've got the double damage on Bills. They may want to just retreat. The charge is coming in. The Hex is going to come out, so he's not going to be able to do anything just yet. The double damage is still there. They've got the stun to come out on Bills. He's got to try and run away with the Thunder Strike on him. No Glimpse just yet. The cage has already been used, and this gank will be nullified by the Radiant. Nobody goes down, and now up top once again, Psycho is going to fall, and we're all even at 2. Bills just with this Wraith Band, and now a bottle. No boots just yet. He's going to get himself to full, put the bottle back on the courier, send it back for Phil. Continue to look towards winning this CS matchup between him and the Mirana. You take a look over bottom at the Chaos Knight, who is top of the CS chart, 20 and 12. Doing a pretty good job early on, and Pseudo Psycho goes down again. There's the Reality Rift with the Chaos Bolt. Dylan might be in a little bit of trouble, but here comes the charge over bottom from Carnage. And now let's see if they can turn this around. They've got themselves the first bash. Level 4 is this Chaos Knight. Maybe he could get away with the boots, but now they've got the Shadow Shaman. They're going to try and turn this around. They've got the Reality Rift once again. The salve is going to be popped, and now Dylan might be in a little bit of trouble as the shackles come out, and Chaos Knight strikes him down. And gets himself yet another kill for his team. Looking pretty good. So 0-3 is this Batrider. Just can't seem to find himself stability in this top lane. And it's really looking quite rough for the Batrider, who's going for those Tranquils, wants an early blink, but with the way this game is starting to form out, not looking likely at all. All this is happening. You take a look over at the Jug. He's trying to get himself phase boots. Already has that poor man's shield. Has some regen left over just in case he does get ganked. But his lane looks pretty safe, especially with the 3 deaths on the Batrider. He's trying to get himself another stack. He's got 5 stacks of sticky napalm on this boot camp, but he's himself really low and really needs to watch out. Meanwhile, the Disruptor in a lot of trouble. He's going to get charged. The Illuminate is on the money, and Shahi gets himself the kill. Lemon's going to get a little bit low. He still has that salve. One more tower hit. He'll eat and keep the salve up, heal up, stay in that lane, and continue to dominate this safe lane for the Dire. Gonna lose themselves the Mirana over mid, and they've got themselves a 1k net worth lead. Shahi doing pretty well on this Kato. He's almost got enough for the first part of that. Ags, if he does choose to go that direction, he still doesn't even have boots. Start to attack this tier 1 tower. Carnage is here. He's going to look for that charge. They're going to get it on the Batrider. Might be dead again. The Blade Fury from Juggernaut a little bit short with the Firefly. Psycho's able to get himself out. And they have the Moonlight Shadow, and Carnage maybe a little bit too deep. And with the Thunderstrike, the shots coming in from the Batrider should be dead. 3 stacks of sticky napalm, not going to be able to get out. And they will get one on the return. Meanwhile, again over mid, Mirana is going to fall to Bills. So they really do have a lot of stability up top with this Juggernaut. He's got the healing ward. He did use that salve, so they could stay in this lane, and the quicker shot he gets this Ags, and he's actually going to go 4-staff first after he bought boots and the ring of regen. Going to go boots, 4-staff, then maybe the Ags, which is the typical build.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Let's see, are we going right-click Mirana, or you can't really tell at this point, but maybe looking for the Ags on Mirana, or you could just go with the right-click build. So the ward comes out from the Dire. Still pressuring top. They have the charge ready in wait. And the Illuminate's going to fly through. Batrider, you can't just eat that. Puts you down to about 66% health. And just continuing to stand there and eat those shots makes you very susceptible to, again, what Carnage brings with that Spirit Breaker. A charge comes in, you get hit with the Blade Fury, and all of a sudden, you're giving up yet another kill, and now he's at half health. I wouldn't be surprised if they charge him, maybe even look to go under tower with the creeps already there. Charge is going to come out mid. They're going to hit Mirana in the middle of this lane, but they've got Disruptor here. There's going to be the glimpse. It's actually going to put him in the trees, but with the shackles, they should have the kill. They follow it up with the arrow. Dead he is. Down goes the Spirit Breaker, and maybe a little too aggressive for his own good. So Chaos Knight trying to build up that armlet. They've got the Moonlight Shadow. Maybe they look for an aggressive move on the Radiant, knowing they're down by a little bit, and really can't let this snowball out of control, because they need a little bit of time to get those items and get that Blink Dagger on the Batrider, get the armlet on Chaos Knight to really be effective. And without that, they're very susceptible to this early game snowball that could come out from the Radiant, or from the Dire.
They're trying to bring down Radiant's top tower.
Really have not stopped Juggernaut from continuing to chip down this this tower top. No retaliation whatsoever, and continues to farm, and he continues.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Pressure this top tower of the Radiant side.
Dire's bottom tower won't last long.
Ooh, oh. Very close to getting that glimpse off. So you take a look over mid. Charge is going to come bottom. They've got themselves the Serpent Wards with the arrow and the Shackle. Let's see if they can get this kill on the Shadow Fiend. They will with ease, but that Serpent Ward's down. That means there's no pushing, but maybe that's not really what they're looking for. They just got the kill on the Shadow Fiend, and that's a nice chunk of gold going their way. Reality Rift, that's a little bit of armor reduction. They're going to try and get himself out. But not going to be enough just yet. They've got the lasso. That's going to come through on the Juggernaut. They've got the Phantasm working from the Chaos Knight. It's very low here. Does have that finished armlet, but not going to be enough to take out the Jug, who has used that Omni Slash, and that'll be okay, losing nobody on the Radiant side.
Radiant's bottom tower faces a stiff wind.
So, still looking for that Force Staff is this Keeper of the Light, Shahi. And let's see, level 6. 3 in the Illuminate and 3 in the Chakra Magic. On 1, 4, and 2 with this Reality Rift at level 4. That's 7 armor reduction early in the game. And that clears out Coddle, that clears out the Legion. Almost gets the Shadow Fiend down to 0. The Juggernaut, he's going to be down to about 3. Spirit Breaker 1 armor. You get a nice Reality Rift with maybe an arrow coming in. A lot of these heroes are going to die real quick, and Shahi in a lot of trouble. There it is. There's the Reality Rift Chaos Bolt. They've got themselves the Kinetic Field. He's going to back him up with the Blinding Light, and he's not going to be able to hit him just yet, but with that armor reduction, down he goes. The armlet toggling not successful, and he will die under tower. You're going to get the glimpse back from the Legion Commander. Try and get himself away from the possible duel that's going to come through from the Legion. They're going to continue to try and chase, and they're going to get themselves the kill with the Blade Fury, but no duel for this Legion Commander, which they do lose both the Chaos Knight and the Shadow Shaman. Chaos Knight getting himself killed before he goes down. Shadow Shaman dying without getting dueled is okay.
Radiant's bottom tower faces a stiff
But this is now set up to a tier 1 going down bottom, a 4K net worth lead for the Dire, and you really just need to extend this game if you're the Radiant, because you are starting to really let them snowball and really starting to put yourselves in a bit of trouble. So Shahi's standing here nice and tall. Carnage in very deep. And Omnislash is going to fly through. Not going to do enough damage to kill anybody off. They've got the lasso as well as the Serpent Wards. They're going to try and get themselves the kill. They've got the Legion Commander already, but Bill's trying to charge up that ult. He's going to get it and destroy this Chaos Knight. He's already taken out of the fight. They're going to lose the Batrider as well. 4 heroes go down on the Radiant for just the 1 kill on the Legion Commander. And that is a very 1 fight by the Dire.
Finders keepers.
Dire's courier just went
And the courier goes down. With that Yule's recipe. Was it Yule's ready for the Shadow Fiend? So now a 5k net worth lead for the Dire. 7,000 net worth here for Bills on the Shadow Fiend, who doesn't have that Yule's because the courier died, but they are going to smoke up and maybe look to be aggressive even still. They need to keep up this net worth lead. They need to keep up this aggression, continue to get their cores farm, and there it is. There's the charge started out, but he's in the middle of 3 of these heroes on the side of the Radiant. I don't know if he's going to be able to get it out. The Flame Break's going to come through, but it's not really not going to do too much. They've got the Shackle, they've got the Arrow, and getting low is going to be the Shadow Shaman. He's ultimately going to drop, and the Spirit Breaker survives with under 100 health and gets that stick charges through his body, full up to 400, or not full up, but up to 400, and survives that almost counter gang. Or counter initiation. He really just can't kill Carnage right now. He's got himself the urn, got himself boots, looking for treads, coming across the middle just to farm up, and he's really using that charge to find himself some good positioning, find himself a nice chunk of farm to continue to move up further on the net worth list. He's almost got more farm than this Bat Rider, who is still looking for that Blink Dagger, has enough for it now, and maybe this is where the game starts to turn for the Radiant, where they've now finally got themselves a touch of initiation.
Radiant's middle tower can't handle this daily.
The prize is mine.
Carnage is here. He's going to charge all the way through to the Bat Rider. They've got the Jug here. They're going to look for the Omni Slash. They'll get the kill. Did he buy out on that Blink? Yes, he did. Got himself a smoke. Thank God for him doing that. It would have been such a sad death had he not got that Blink Dagger just yet. 14-8 for the Dire. 6,000 net worth lead at 8,000 net worth is going to be the Shadow Fiend. Bill's looking for a Blink next. Looking for that mobility, looking for the lockdown with the Yules. Get that ult charged up, get a kill. And Carnage coming through the middle just to push with the rest of his team. Let's see what they can do. Let's take a look at the Jugs items. He's looking for an early Manta style. And I think he has the rest of Yasha ready. Is it on the courier? Yes, it is. And then you're not going Blink Dagger on the Legion. You're going for the Shadow Blade for duel. So see how that works out for the Legion Commander. Meanwhile, it's a 5-man smoke. This is what I was talking about, is they finally have this Blink Dagger. They're going to get caught out, and now they get the lasso on this Coddle, immediately killed off, but that's just the Coddle for showing off that Blink. Maybe they wanted a better target, but they're not going to find it. So now the Blink's shown off. Dire know they have to be a little bit more careful. Their warding's got to be a little bit more on point. And again, they just want to continue, at least with the lead they have, farm, get that next couple of items on their cores, and then maybe look to fight again.
This will do nicely.
Oh boy. Lana might be in a little bit of trouble. Coming through the back is going to be the Shadow Fiend. But now the Bat Rider is here. They don't see him just yet as he's got that Invis rune. They're actually going to spot the Bat Rider. They're going to spot the Moonlight Shadow. And these heroes need to start to run. There's the Glimpse. Shy going to be caught out and killed off. But Bill's still invisible. Looking for that huge ult onto 4. Blows up the Disruptor. There's the Phantasm as well as the Serpent Ward coming out from the Shadow Shaman as well as the Chaos Sniper. They're going to get the duel and get the kill. 3 dead on the Radiant side. They're going to kill off Mirana as well. And this is all downhill for the side of the Radiant. They lose 4. They only take out the Kato. A nice ult coming in from the Shadow Fiend. And oh boy, it is looking nice for them with an 8k net worth lead. $18-10, just 19 minutes in. And with almost a 10,000 net worth lead, Dire must be very happy with what they've got. So Shai just continuing to try and farm finish off this 4-staff, not the GH timings. That is okay. There's a duel out over by the Shrine. Atheist Priest going to be knocked out, and Dylan not going to get the duel win, but does end up getting the kill.
Finders, keepers.
The Illuminate for Shahi to get this farm. Again, still just looking for that 4-staff, and he is only 100 gold off, so not too far.
Are Radiant using echolocation?
So we'll take a look at these cores, and Chaos 90 does have that armlet. He's looking for the Echo Saber next, but then 500 gold behind is the Mirana, who went Maelstrom, so going for that right-click farming build, not going for the axe. So there's the Yules, there's the charge, but the lasso comes down on the Shadow Fiend, who's going to be glimpsed back. No, his life's been saved by the Disruptor. And the Moonlight Shadow is going to be used by the Mirana. There's the Reality Rift, but a nice Blinding Light. Not going to keep alive the Spirit Breaker, but Mirana gets very low. Hexed up is going to be the Shadow Fiend. They're going to continue to charge. They're looking for that duel. The Mana Leak out on the Disruptor, but there is the nice Static Storm enough to get him out? No, but with that armlet, Legion will get the kill. They look for the kill on Bills. They'll find it, but the Omni Slash flies through. He'll get a double kill. Now a triple kill for the Jug. And again, just an engagement that is looking oh so good for the Radiant. Falls apart in the last bit of it. And Dire, now with a 10,000 net worth lead, they lose their Shadow Fiend. They lose the Spirit Breaker. But with Jug and Legion still up, could be a tier 2 tower going their way. And it will be, and that's now 11,000 net worth in their favor. So, Juggernaut continuing to farm up, looking for the Blink next, has himself Phase Boots and that Manta Style, so his farm quite nice, top of the net worth lead. Followed up by the Bills, who just died but now has the Yules and the Blink Dagger, looking for the Lincolns next. Really wants to avoid the Shackle or the Glimpse or the Lasso. It really is probably for the Lasso, but you know, it's not a big deal. When you do have the Legion on your team, that could just purge off that Lasso, and then the Lincolns is there just for follow-up.
Dire have the spyglass at hand.
So now, finally, Jai looking for that Ags, and that'll make their sieging that much better. Meanwhile, up top, they're going to kill off this Juggernaut, who was top of the net worth, gives up a 9k kill streak. That's 841 gold going the way of Mirana. They'll get another one in the Legion, who thought he was alright. But there is the Sentry Ward and the kill, so finally something looking good for the Radiant.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Dire's top tower needs some friends.
Same as you,
Put these Serpent Wards down, try and get a tier 1, but with no creeps, the tower will slowly handle
Is
this.
under attack.
What's this?
And there's the Glyph.
Dire's top tower.
He's here to push him back with the Illuminate, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Just yet, but there's the Mana Leak. Moonlight Shadow charge coming through, not going to be in time. Actually, Chaos Knight finds the Spirit Breaker. There's the Reality Rift. 2-second Chaos Bolt followed up by the Arrow with Nice follow-up from Mirana as well with the Starstorm. They'll get the kill. There's Phantasm Muse. They're going to try and pull back maybe one of these heroes on the Dire. Ulti charge up. Bill's not going to throw it out. Nobody following it up on the Radiant just yet. There's the Glimpse, and it's actually going to push Juggernaut back. So starting to chip away at this net worth lead as this game gets later and later for the Radiant.
Dire's top tower
Take a
is
look. They're
under
looking
attack.
for the Force Staff on the Disruptor. Mirana has that Maelstrom. 3,400 gold saved up. We'll see what he goes for next. And they're looking for the Glimmer Cape on the Shadow Shaman, who's got the Blink to get that mobility out there to find themselves maybe Shackles to follow up the Lasso. And then we take a look at this said Bat Rider, who's got Force Staff and the Blink. And the Echo Saber finish for Chaos Knight with the Armlet looking for a heart next. And we'll take a look at the other side. That is the Dire. Shadow Blade finish off in full. Looking for the AC next on Legion. You've got yourselves Bills, who's got himself the Blink and the Yules. Looking for the Lincolns next. Like I said previously, Ags coming up for the Coddle soon. Basher for the Jug. And then Carnage looking for the Shadow Blade next. So they're going to charge over towards the duel. Bill's going to get a kill. Easy as that. So the pickoff potential is still there for Dire. It just doesn't seem like anything's standing in their way. Trying to take this tier 2, gonna be glyphed up, but nobody coming over. You take a look, hexed up is Carnage. He'll be taken out by the Mirana. They will lose that tier 2. They give up a tower for a Spirit Breaker kill, and really not too amazing in the grand scheme of things, but they're gonna look for more. They've got the Moonlight Shadow coming out. Shadowblade comes through. They're not gonna be able to find the Legion, who's now shown himself as the Bat Rider. Sentry Ward is there with the Observer Ward. Now they know the rest of the team is here, and Legion's gonna try and run away, but there's the Glimpse back. They've got himself in the kinetic field. The arrow follows it up. It should be a kill, and it will be for the Mirana once again. So maybe not the fight Radiant wanted, but they'll take the kill. Move on with this game as they continue to try and pull themselves out of this deficit of 8,000 net worth. So Mirana pushing over mid with that full Mjolnir. Actually going to charge in, but the arrow stops him. Here comes the Shackle, but they see Bills coming in. They need to really retreat. I don't think Mirana can out DPS this Shadow Fiend. They are going to leap back and run away. Jug's making the rotation. Blade on cooldown, can't go in onto the rest of the Radiant. Actually moving over bottom will be Carnage, and Spirit Breaker doing a very good job in this game to move and farm wherever he can find the open space. Blade used by this Legion, and that's going to be them looking over mid for the Mirana. Let's see if they can get over in time. There's the ult, there's the duel, there's the kill. Easy as 1, 2, 3 for the Dire to get another kill. Meanwhile, over mid, those Bills, so a 1-for-1 trade in terms of cores. I'd say benefiting the Radiant. Another kill comes out. They get themselves the Spirit Breaker. looks as though the Radiant are going to look to push bottom. With the Chaos Knight, the Shadow Shaman, and the Bat Rider. But they also have Atheist Priest, who's waiting nearby, has that full 4-staff bot. So has to put it together, waiting for that courier. And they will push this tower. It's going to be glyphed up, because why not? It's just a tier 1. You'll get it back after it falls. And maybe they could set up to find themselves a kill or two. Actually going to miss the lasso is the Bat Rider. He 4-staffs in. Now he's in a lot of trouble. It's going to be the ulti coming in from the Spirit Breaker with the duel. And that is a botched initiation. And that may not be the end of things. They're going to get the Yules, and now Chaos Knight going to just try to look to fight Mana Leak. Omni Slash, the dust comes through from the Moonlight Shadow. They'll take out 2. Disruptor, he's going to be found out, and they are going to continue to chase. He's dusted, trying just to run, but knows he's dead, runs back into the team, and 3-0. And they hold that tier 1 bottom. Now another double-digit lead for the Dire. They've got a 10,000 net worth lead. And we'll go for the first Rosh of the game. They've got Shadow Fiend, they've got the Coddle, and now here comes Lemon to join the fray. They look to pick up the first Aegis, but the arrow comes through, and I thought that did hit on the Jug, but just a little bit short in terms of range. No, they're there. The duel comes through, and Mirana is going to drop. The duel is won, and now with no Mirana for over a minute, it's an easy Rosh, and possibly they can go tier 2 top. They might even look to go over mid.
Safer in the ocean. Can't ford an ocean.
Radiant, they're in a bad spot with no Mirana. And they know that the Dire is coming. Oh boy. Oof, Shadow Shaman, you are living on thin ice. You do not know that the rest of the Dire is there. And kind of just getting lucky they don't initiate.
Take that as tribute.
Are going to push bottom. They've got the Spirit Breaker pushing top, keeping the creep wave pushed in over mid. And now the Linken's is going to be popped. They've got the Glimpse. Maybe they could follow it up. The Yule's going to be used by the Shadow Fiend. They might be in a little bit of trouble. There's the Static Storm. It's going to come out on 2. They should be all right. They've got themselves one in the Coddle. Now can they get another in the Shadow Fiend? It's just the Aegis. There's the dust. The charge comes in on the Shadow Shaman. He's going to be taken out. So now it's a 2 for 2. They've got themselves the Shadow Fiend back. He's charging up that ult. It's going to be thrown out. They're looking to kill off this Mirana. He's just going to be able to leap away. And the buyback's there from the Shadow Shaman as they want to clean up on the retreat of the Dire. They buy back on the Bat Rider. They still have a full health Juggernaut. They're going to get the Hex here onto the Shadow Fiend with the lasso in the Serpent Wards, but the charge comes through. It hits on 3. Spirit Breaker doing his job so well. The Omni Slash is going to come back towards Creep. Shadow Shaman, he's just fought back. He might even drop again. He's got the Serpent Wards. Maybe they can find more. They get the kill on the Shadow Fiend. That's going to be 1. They've got 1 more alive as they do take out the Spirit Breaker. Can Juggernaut survive? No, he can't. And 5 will fall on the side of the Dire. So they bought back a couple of these heroes. They will end up losing 5. That is a nice net worth jump, but with the buybacks expended, still a 10,000 net worth lead for the Dire.
The prize is mine.
So 10,000 net worth lead, top of the net worth is this Jug, but it does show that with 5 heroes together and not getting picked off constantly, that the Radiant, they mean business in team fights. And now the Chaos Knight's going to be able to sustain even longer. He's got that full heart, but with the Halberd coming out on the Legion Commander, 70 dual damage. Could be trouble for the Chaos Knight. Halberd comes out and he's pretty much worthless. Shadow's going to have this Ags, and it is daytime. They might even look to siege again, knowing that a couple of these heroes on the Radiant have used buyback, and what they don't know is Chaos Knight doesn't have enough gold for his Bat Rider. Did he use his buyback? Let's see. Nobody has buyback. Nobody in the game. Let's see if Radiant can pull this one back, or if Dire can just clean up one more time and look, get the finishing blow on the Radiant. Oh boy. They're under ward vision. Heroes closing in. They've got the Legion Commander nice and close. They're going to look for the charge, and trouble could be Priest, and he doesn't even know it. Moonlight Shadow's going to be used. He's going to be dueled up. There's the charge. There's the kill, but they've got the lasso coming in on the Legion Commander. Bill's ult is going to be a little bit short. The Phantasm is going to clean up this Juggernaut immediately. So now maybe Dire want to be on the retreat. Dylan's going to get very low. He's going to be slowed up, pulled back in by the nice Reality Rift, and they'll get themselves another kill. They had him stuck in the Serpent Wards, and Shai's going to use that Force Staff to get out. He's still trying to run away. Shadow Bladed up is going to be Carnage. They should be able to retreat successfully, but no. Blink in, Shackles used with the Hex. Shahi in trouble, and he will be killed off by this Bat Rider. So 3 die, no buyback on the Dire side. They only lose Atheist Priest. They'll take that as a win for the Radiant, and now chipping away at that net worth lead. 6,000 it is now, and they're looking for their second tower of the game.
Dire structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower just got knocked down.
So they'll take only their second tower, but another nice team fight comes out from the Radiant. Phantasm with the Reality Rift, and how strong this Chaos Knight is right now just cleans up the Juggernaut. He had no chance, was there for a moment, and immediately wiped up. And when you take out a core like that, it just, all of a sudden, Dire wanted to retreat, and they really couldn't get everybody out. Charge comes in on the Chaos Knight. They're going to look to make something happen. They've got themselves the ult that's going to come in from Carnage. Bills is going to continue to hit away. They've got themselves the bash. He's got him with the Armlet. Reality Rift comes in. Bill's getting very low. The armor reduction might be too much. The Binding Light with the Mana Leak is going to put Chaos Knight in a little bit of trouble. He does not have himself that Phantasm just yet. 4 heroes here from the side of the Dire will clean up one, and they are looking for more. They've got themselves the Sentry Ward, but Moonlight Shadow will be enough as they've got the Shadow Blade. Oh, he doesn't see him. Oh, not going to be in time. Moonlight Shadow is there. No vision, no sentry, no nothing. And they do end up getting the Mirana out, which is huge for the Radiant to stay in this game.
Fortune's change.
So now they look to push again. Dire knows their advantage while being 5k isn't a lot at this point in the game. They need to siege, they need to put the pressure on the Radiant, maybe take out a melee Rax if they can, and not allow Radiant to take these 5-on-5 fights, because when you see it 5v3 or 5v4, Dire, with the lead they have, can win these fights very convincingly, but when it's 5-on-5 and they have the setup on the Radiant, things become an issue for the Dire. So they'll take out that last outer tower up top. Back up. Maybe wait for Roche. Still not up yet. It may respawn in a minute. It may not. And let's see if that's what Dire is waiting for. Omni Slash comes through, and the Bat Rider dueled up and killed off. Priest is going to be in a little bit of trouble. They've got the Static Storm, and actually, this Shadow Fiend's going to run into it. The charge is coming in on a lot of these heroes. They also get themselves the bash on the Shadow Shaman. It's going to be 3 dead on the side of the Radiant. They're looking for more, but it looks like the Juggernaut's going to be taken out by this Chaos Knight. He's continuing to roll, but the Lincoln Sphere is going to keep the Shadow Fiend alive. The Halberd's there on the Chaos Knight. They'll clean him up. These Phantasm Illusions doing a lot of damage to the Shadow Fiend, but not going to be enough. Juggernaut's going to drop out 4 dead on the Radiant side, and another nice team fight from the Dire, and that'll bounce them back up to a 10,000 net worth lead. No Mirana there, and again, 5v4, as long as it's not 5v5, Dire look okay. So 2 of these heroes have buyback on the Radiant, 2 of them do not. And here comes the first real siege of the high ground from the Dire. Should be able to take this tier 3. They do.
Radiant middle barracks.
They're actually looking for racks. They're looking to get this melee racks, and that's exactly what they do achieve. And they've got the kinetic field that's going to lock up Bills. He's going to use that Euls to buy himself some time. Only 2 heroes alive on the Dire, or on the Radiant, and they're not going to be able to follow it up with really anything.
Radiant's top shrine is under attack.
Arrow short again. They're not actually going to be able to finish off this shrine. Double damage does stand tall top. And Roche is up in 20 seconds, so if Radiant, if they could sneak a Roche, all of a sudden, a 14,000 net worth lead maybe isn't as devastating as it looks. Oh boy, Murano, a lot of trouble. There's the Winkins pop. They do get the duel with the Halberd. There's not even a fight back. Dead you are, and 90 seconds on the sideline. Dire cleaning up. Oh boy, Euls comes out from the Shaman. The ulti on top of him. See you later, Shadow Shaman. Atheist Priest dead as well. Over bot. So Dire again, now they're up 20,000 gold. They're going to look to push top, looking very grim for the Radiant. Not really much they could do, and I thought late game this would turn around for the Radiant, but they are just too far behind. Daytime, they can continue to throw the Illuminate, slow siege these towers, and Chaos Bolt comes in. Press the attack, going to be on the wrong thing. It's actually going to be fine on this siege creep as they do get the kill. Bills might be in a little bit of trouble. The mana leak is there with Blinding Light. That'll push him back. And he won't be able to chase. So let's see if Radiant really can hold. Now down 24,000 net worth. Second Roche, Aegis and Cheese coming out for Dire will help them siege even more. Arrow hits on the Jug, but press the attack with the Blade Fury. They continue to work. Can they get it? The lead's going to be in. Will you be able to snatch Aegis? He does! He gets the Aegis. They're looking for the fight, but the duel's going to come in. That'll take out his first life. They follow it up with a kill on the Bat Rider. Let's see if Chaos Knight can make anything happen. The Omnislash is going to fly through with the Static Storm coming out on 2 of these heroes. They might be able to clean up 1 or 2. They got themselves 1. That's going to be Bill's dead. They're looking for the Juggernaut. Can he pull him back in? But the charge is going to come through from Carnage. He's going to be hexed up. He'll be the next one to drop on the side of the Dire, and it's a 2 for 3. But they have no Aegis. This Chaos Knight really doing a lot. And there's the dust. They're looking to at least get a Hex, but full out of mana is the Shadow Shaman. And they can't get anything else. They look Chaos Knight continuing to move forward. He is the one that is just saving these fights for the Radiant. Ooh, Chaos Knight just gets out, and Shadow Shaman with no mana. And no TP has to walk his way back. So level 25 is this Chaos Knight. You take a look, Reality Rift pierces spell immunity now. And looking for that MKB as well to really get through that Blinding Light that has been a pest to them. They'll take a shrine easily.
Radiant's bottom shrine has fallen.
And again, these 5v5 fights have been looking good for the Radiant. It was a risky situation there going for the Aegis. They did snatch it, but they also got themselves a couple of kills. You could see how strong this Chaos Knight is. And really, Mirana is quite strong, just not surviving these fights. So 23,000 net worth lead for the Dire, 43-30. Can they hold? Can they pull themselves out? Can they win? Are all the questions coming from the Radiant. And Chaos Knight has an MKB. I mean, he's been fighting these creeps. Maybe they know that, but the butterfly picked up for Shadow Fiend. That evasion not going to do anything. Obviously, the agility is nice, but let's see if Chaos Knight can still continue to clean up these heroes. AC almost finished for the Legion. Anybody holding for buyback? Just the Jug and the Coddle with Shadow Shaman. A fight here could be pretty detrimental for both sides. More for the Radiant. Obviously, they lose the game. For the Dire, maybe a tier 2 and a tier 3, but other than that, I don't think they'd lose on a team fight getting lost in full. Oh boy. That's double damage. Anybody? Bill's gonna be hitting hard now. Let's see what they can do. Double damage. They're going to try and siege bottom. They've got the Shadow Shaman up top. MKB out for the Mirana now. So both these cores are going to hit very hard. Oh boy, that may not be the right spot for you, Shadow Shaman. And now there's going to be the lasso with the Force Staff. They're pulling back this Juggernaut quite a bit. You take a look over bottom. The Chaos Knight's going to be pushed away. Mirana just going to hit away at these heroes. Nobody's dropped just yet. They continue to try and look for the Juggernaut, but he's already out. So they do get both sets. Or both racks here bottom, they lose nobody. Dire, they're going to retreat, they'll take it. Take that easy win. So we get a pause here, take a look at the buybacks again. Now 3 available for the Dire. Bat Rider really struggling at 2-11. 9-7 for the Mirana. 12-7 for the Chaos Knight. Disruptor 7-11, doing better than the Bat Rider. Shadow Shaman 0-7-19.
And we're underway.
And we're underway again. Dire 2 sets of racks down, mid and bottom. Let's see. Can the Radiant hold? Can they win? Pull themselves back out from 25,000 net worth down. 2 racks dead. Still, all three outer towers stand for the Dire. So, setting up still is this Dire side. Maybe they're waiting for daytime. Farm up as much as they can, wait for daytime, and then they can siege with the Ags on Kato, of course. And there it is. There is the daytime that they might be looking for. I can't really read into their heads. Maybe they're waiting for Roche, maybe they're waiting for daytime. They are going to push top and look for the last set of racks and Mega Creeps, so let's see how this does work out for them. They're going to get the charge. That's coming over through towards mid. And ooh, Arrow's gonna miss, but they do get the Hex. They'll get the kill. No. Oh. For a second, I thought he got out with the Shadow Blade, but not gonna be able to. Meanwhile, over top, they're starting to hit away at these racks. And you take a look, BKB is gonna be used by Bills just to retreat. They've got a couple of these heroes here, but no charge initiation coming through. The glimpse is gonna come out on Shaheen, not gonna be able to line up the arrow. No Force Staff himself, some distance, but now they've got the Hex. They're looking for the Shackle. It is off cooldown, but they're not going to go in for it. They see the rest of the Dire kind of converging on that location. They'll take the one kill they get and continue to try and hold for now. So now you're looking for an AC on this Chaos Knight. Push top. Shadow Fiend, Jug, and Kato all ready to go.
Patience from Zoe.
Spirit Breaker up in 2. They'll farm out this little jungle camp. They've got the gem on Shahi. That'll clean up that ward and get the creep wave pushing and the push mounting for the Dire. Radiant, they need to look to respond and look to hold once again. They are 4 up top. And Chaos Bolt's going to come through. He's in the middle of these heroes. They're looking for possibly an ult, but now the BKB is going to be used out. Bill's going to drop very low. The Batrider's going to fall, so 1-1, and now we'll get a second and a third. Oh my god, they've taken out 3. They get the glimpse back, but Shai's going to be able to Force Staff himself away. Oh my lord. Might get another. Lotus Orb is going to be out. There's the Lasso Reality Rift, and see you, buddy. You are dead on that Kato. They'll look for another one in the Legion. They'll get it. A full team wipe for the Radiant side. Not only do they hold half the racks, which maybe isn't hugely an accomplishment, but taking out all 5, getting the gem, only buying back on the Batrider. That is a nice fight the Radiant will take. Now almost a step closer to being up against Mega Creeps. But, you know, you take a look at these heroes that they have. Chaos Knight can make quick work of them. So can the Mirana. Mega Creeps, at this point in the game, may not be a huge problem for the Radiant. Chaos Knight gonna push over top. He's got 6,400 gold saved up. The Mirana, almost 6,000 of her own. They've held up to this point, 52 minutes in. What can they make of it?
Tower is under attack.
Actually gonna charge up top. Chaos Knight gonna get out. Knows these heroes are coming back up soon, doesn't want to risk it. And here comes the Jug, so they'll clean up these creeps. They'll still continue to hold that tier 2 top. Meanwhile, the creep wave being pushed over mid. Got the Disruptor there with the Mirana. Maybe if one hero comes through, they can find themselves a kill. But again, they'll push the creep wave to the tower, retreat. And with how strong they look right now, maybe just hope for a fight on their high ground again. So Jug looking to finish off the Abyssal. Shadow Fiend builds. Get himself that next item, possibly that Satanic. Legion has that AC and not enough for buyback just yet, actually. So Refresher Orb here for Shadow Shaman. I think they feel confident enough to fight possibly outside their base. And if they do fight and win that fight outside their base, they might be looking to maybe drop Serpent Wards in the fight and then drop Serpent Wards again for a tower. Oh boy, Mirana in a lot of trouble. There's the Linken's pop. They're actually not going to get the duel off, but it's going to be the Heaven's Halberd. They're going to continue to work away at this Mirana. Coming over is going to be the CK. The loop's going to be out, but the charge is coming through. They need to get the Mirana all the way out. They don't have a tower standing. They don't have a rack standing, and now you take a look at the Chaos Knight who's got this Legion in his grasp. He's looking for the kill. The minus armor, not enough. The armlet toggle's on point. They've taken out the Mirana with the Spirit Breaker. He's going to be dead for 100 seconds. No buyback, but as will this Legion commander. They'll take out the Spirit Breaker. He'll fall as well. It's a 1-for-2 trade, a core for a core with no buyback, but that opens up the space for the Dire to get Roche, Aegis, and Cheese again. And only 3 heroes stand, and you're going to have to wait for the Legion and the Spirit Breaker to make that push. You want to fight 5v5. You know you're not going to win 5v4 or 3v4. So now they'll wait for a moment, wait for the wait for the Spirit Breaker, wait for the Legion, and we'll look to see if they fight. Whew. So 16,000 net worth lead. This was at 1.26,000 net worth lead, but it's been chipped away quite a bit. We'll take a look at that graph. Not all the way back just yet, but Radiant, can they find at least a lead for the first time this game? So 15,000 net worth, Legion and Mirana back up in a moment, as well as the Spirit Breaker. The Aegis, so they might look to fight immediately following the respawn of both these heroes. So, there they are. BKB down to 7 seconds for this Shadow Fiend. He's got himself the Aegis. And they will be looking to finish off Mega Creeps and take another fight top. Annalie comes out on the CK. That'll hold him in place for just a moment. AC now finished. There's the arrow flying through. Carnage. Do they know he's there? I think they do. Yeah, they do. So the Mana Leak again. The Abyssal Blade comes out. I don't think they knew about it. The Omnislash is going to come flying through. Blinding Light. There's the duel. 2 dead. Immediately going to buy back onto this CK. Priest is going to get very low. He may not die. He's going to use that Ghost Scepter to keep himself up. And the Serpent Wards are placed down. But now this is a 5v4. No Bat Rider. No Lasso. No initiation for the Radiant. This is, in fact, the last stand. Dust is going to be used used out. They've got the reality with, but Bills, he's got that Aegis. He's not too worried about dying. They've locked down and got the Serpent Wards to be placed out again. They've taken out the Spirit Breaker. They're looking for one more, but he's not going to be able to survive. Buyback comes in from the Spirit Breaker. Now they look towards the Legion. He'll be killed off as well. That's 3 dead. 2 have bought back. Priest is going to buy back as well on the Disruptor. And they cannot finish off this Radiant side. They can't even get in to finish off the melee racks. Chaos Knight maybe too far out. There's the Abyssal Blade. Lotus Orb is pushed up, and now Chaos Knight, if he dies, it's over. He's running away. He's got himself the armlet. Mirana's going to take out the Jug, and now they look towards this Spirit Breaker who bought back. He's dead. 5 dead on the Dire. They have held and killed again the entire side of the Dire with this Radiant team. They continue to hold. They continue to win these fights. Almost losing the CK. That would have just been outright game. But instead, they win the fight, and they have torn down this lead to 10,000 net worth, 48-44, an hour in. And maybe, just maybe, they'll find a tier 2 of their own.
Dire's top tower is about to take the plunge. Dire's top tower is
Question
gone.
is, do they continue further, force the buybacks of this Dire side? I think Dire know if they buy back and they lose the fight, that could be the game with how quickly these buildings get taken out. So it's now an 8,000 net worth game. They go for their own set of racks. They've got their own set of racks. It's a tier 2, a tier 3, and a set of racks here for the Radiant. And there is the respawn of the Shadow Fiend. They don't buy back on any of these heroes, but they've lost racks over top. Oh my. So it was once a 26,000 net worth lead. They have cut 20,000 off of that lead and now made it 6K. As the Radiant, they have successfully held time and time again to bring this game back. They've got buyback on Mirana, Shadow Shaman, and Batrider. 5 minutes till it's up on the Chaos Knight. 3 heroes have it on the Dire if they do choose to fight. Actually, we take a look over. Legion, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. The charge is going to come out. They've got the Halberd to keep him from attacking, but the Blink is going to be there with the Abyssal Blade. They charge up the ult on Bills, but it's going to be avoided by the Phantasm. They'll get themselves the kill on the Shadow Fiend. He's looking to get the kill with the Omni Slash on Lemon, but it's not going to be enough. They'll get the kill on the Juggernaut as well. They charge the ult. They do take out the Chaos Knight. It's a 2 for 3. But it'll be enough to hold for now for the Radiant. The duel comes out on Atheist Priest. He'll drop, so 4 dead on the Radiant. They buy back on the Batrider. And this could be it for the Radiant. They finally lose a fight. Chaos Knight down for over a minute. But can they push in time with this Dire team? They've bought back on everybody. They've got 5 heroes and, leaps right into an Abyssal Blade in a lot of trouble. The lasso comes out with the Juggernaut. He might be the one who's going to drop. The Lotus Orb is going to be there, and the Serpent Wards lock him in with the shackles. He'll die. 2 minutes on the sidelines with no buyback. They look and turn their attention towards the Shadow Fiend. The arrow hits. The Flame Break is there, and maybe the kill, but the press the attack region is going to be enough. He's looking to keep himself alive. He's not going to be able to. 2 minutes on the sideline for the Shadow Fiend. The buyback's there from the Shadow Shaman. 3 dead on the Dire. They're looking to chase. They're getting themselves another kill. Shahi's gonna drop. He's dead, no buyback. They fully committed to this push, and it doesn't work out. Oh my God. 53-50, a 7,000 net worth lead, and still it stands that melee racks over top. So it is 50-53. Let's take a look. The only one I think not level 25 has got to be this Disruptor. Let's take a look. And it is in fact the case. Roach will be up in 2.5 minutes. And Chaos Knight himself will be up in 15. Does he have Boots of Travel? He does. So they are actually going to push this creep wave over top. That'll be able to get this Chaos Knight into the top lane. And can they even hold? Lincoln's is going to be popped by that charge. They're actually just looking for the tier 4s. They've got no buyback on the Dire side. This could just be it. Chaos Knight goes in. They've got themselves the first tier 4. They're going to look for another one. Legion's going to be forced to buy back, but what can just a Legion and a Spirit Breaker do? The well is exposed. The Ancient's going to get very low. It's going to be down 1,000 health. The Duel's going to be out. They take out the Shadow Shaman. They're going to glyph themselves up. But Chaos Knight, he continues to hit away with the Mirana. They've got it down to 500 health. They're not even worrying about it. Bills is going to call GG, and the Radiant have done it. They bring it back from a 26,000 net worth deficit. They never had a lead, and they win the game. Oh my god. Whew. 50 to 54, an hour and 3 minutes in. They bring it all the way back. They hold from 5 racks down. Oh my god. What a game. Let's get into this chat, see the thoughts.
Because Castle. Holy shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah, remember when you see
You okay? You okay there, Because?
Dude, I was screaming.
You were screaming. Oh my god, I can't even like. I fucking want to watch that so bad
I
now.
couldn't believe it. Dude, it's not on Dota because I didn't have my mic open on Dota. It's on Twitch though.
I was on Twitch. Oh, fucking nice though. Fucking nice.
Oh my god.
What a game though. What a fucking game, man.
Game, yeah, good game.
That was insane.
I feel like honestly, we should not have won that. Like the amount of throws that we fucking did early, like were just so terrible.
Alan's a strat retard. Can I also say that?
Dude, your Chaos Knight saved you so many times. He just
Just kidding.
you would just clean up the Juggernaut, and all of a sudden they'd be like, well, we can't take this fight, and then you chase and get a second and a third. You guys help with